Here are my top 10 tips to starting a YouTube channel. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Watts and I am a hairdresser from the UK. One of the biggest questions I get asked all the time is why YouTube? Why did I get into YouTube? First of all, it was basically to start a bit of a hobby. I used to be a footballer, used to be a high level footballer. I used to play for Aston Villa in the youth academy. Dream ended and then I took a year out. I went to university, did creative design and marketing, didn't push my buttons. It didn't give me the creative outlet that I really wanted and it wasn't immediate enough. So what I love as a creative is something which is immediate. So when it comes to hair, a client will come in, they'll give me a brief and then they will want me to create it there and then. So similar to YouTube, I will come up with an idea, I will work on the idea, I will film it, I'll edit it and it's done. So pretty much within a day, I'm getting something creative out of me and onto the internet. And that's why I started YouTube. I wanted something which was going to give me something to do, still keep me in my industry as a creative, but add a different outlet. So let's get into it. Here are my top 10 tips to starting a YouTube channel. Tip number 1 is basically just start. You can overthink it, you can dwell on it, you can get anxious about it, but all those things are just going to build up inside you and keep putting you off. The best thing I can recommend is for you just to grab your camera or your phone or whatever you have to film yourself and just start. You don't have to put it out there. You can film it, you can edit it, you can do whatever you want with it, but you don't have to press the upload button. That's the beauty of it. So whether you want to build up your confidence first or you want to just have a bit of a diary that doesn't go anywhere, but you just want to start filming yourself, just film yourself. Just start and it will get easier and easier over time. My first videos were cringy. I still find it a little bit cringy now, but one of the things that is my second tip is don't care. Don't care what people think. This is what's wrong with the world at the minute. We all care what people think too much. That creates the anxiety, or maybe what we thought about them, which creates the depression. So if we're thinking about the past, what we're doing is bringing up old thoughts and that creates depression. If we're thinking too far into the future, what people are going to think about what we're doing, it's just going to create that anxiety. You're not really going to want to do it. Live in the present. Do it now. Pick up your camera and just film. Don't care what anybody else thinks, because what they're probably thinking with you walking around with a phone or your camera is, or not what they're filming. They're probably not thinking, look at that arrogant person over there. They're probably thinking, I would love to start a YouTube channel. I would love to have the confidence to film myself in public. So just don't care what people think and just start. That's the best advice I can give you as tip 2. Tip 3 is be really positive. Add a bit of humour into your channel. That's something that I try to do with all my videos. So I'm not a very serious person. I like to have a bit of fun. I like to bring a bit of positivity to what I do every day. So when I wake up, I'll look at some positive quotes on the internet. If you check out my Instagram, paulwatts.life, you'll see I've got down one of the sides or in the middle is quotes. And those quotes are what I'm reflecting on during that period. So some of them are positive, some of them are funny, some of them about the moment that I'm living in right now. I want to put that moment down there on my online diary, which I use my Instagram for, like a travel blog, and then I want to put a little quote next to it. Simulates where I'm at during that time. So say that I'm travelling, I might put a quote about travelling. Or if I'm back in the salon, I might put a hair quote, something like that. But just keep it very positive and add a little bit of humour. Because if you're going to be serious all the time, people just aren't really going to relate to you. One of the biggest things that I always think is if you can laugh at yourself, no one can take the mick out of you. That's one of my biggest things. So learn to laugh at yourself. And as soon as you do that, you'll feel comfortable doing this. Tip number 4 is know your stuff. So if you get your camera out and you just start filming and then you start blundering your way through a video where it's like, well, this product does this and look at the packaging, it's silver. That sort of, if you're pointing out the obvious, people are going to say, oh, I sort of know that. I've come here for a little bit more insight into the product. I've got a video I threw out a few weeks ago, which was me reviewing some products. It was a bit of tongue-in-cheek, it was a bit fun, but that's what I quite liked about it. I just picked up the products, I knew about the products, because I've worked with the products for so long. I just wanted to put something out there, just a little bit of content that week, just to bring people's attention to these products. I can tell you all the technical details that you want to know, but with that video I want to keep it a little bit fun, a little bit light, bring you a little bit of awareness to it, and just throw in a little bit of humour. But one of the main points is, know your stuff. If you don't know your stuff, you're going to find it really awkward to talk about something. Tip number 5, and it's something I'm going through right now. The whole world that we live in right now is that we want it now. We'll do an online order and it will come tomorrow. We'll phone up for a takeaway, it will come tonight, within minutes. If it's longer than 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, we start getting irritated. That's the world we're living in. We want something which is so immediate that it's just unrealistic. So when it comes to your YouTube channel, if you're thinking your numbers are going to stack up really, really quickly, you're going to be making money before you know it, you're not. But as long as you know that, be patient, put in the work, put in the energy, create something that you love doing, because if you're only doing it for the figures and the numbers, then you're going to fall out of love with it very, very quickly. So tip number 5 is be patient. Let's move on to the next tip. The next tip is something which this lockdown has brought me by surprise. So with this lockdown, I've been inside, in my house, thinking, what can I do? As soon as I heard we were having a lockdown, I was thinking, right, I'm going to be throwing out videos left, right and centre. So tip number 6 is be consistent. My videos go out every Tuesday and every Sunday, normally. During this lockdown, last week, I put one out every day, sometimes twice a day. I just think where we're at the minute is that people are sitting on their phones more than ever. They're sitting with their TVs, they're not watching TV, they're watching Netflix or they're watching YouTube on TV. So if we can put out videos consistently and people know when we put them out, in your banner up above on your YouTube channel, put your days in there that you upload. People are going to see that and then they're going to want to subscribe. They're going to want the notification because they know, right, on Tuesday I know I'm getting a video. On Sunday I know I'm getting a video. If you can be very specific with times, be specific with times. Because it'll be like the soaps that people watch. So they know EastEnders is starting at this time. They know Love Island is starting at this time. Make yourself be that consistent that your audience are going to know when you're going to be on. So that's my tip. Be consistent. Tip number 7 is have lots of content. So I got asked recently what my channel was all about. And my channel is all about hair, travel and lifestyle. And the reason I chose hair, travel and lifestyle is because that's what I do on a daily basis. Hair, I'm a hairdresser. I go into my salons, I do hair. I travel around the world, I do hair. And with that brings me travel. So I can record my travel journeys, my travel vlogs, all that sort of thing that surrounds my industry. And then lifestyle is what surrounds it all. So what do I do after I finish work? What do I do when I get to the airport? What do I eat? What do I do when I get to the hotel? Do I go to the gym? Do I go to the bar? What do I drink? What's my favourite food? So that's why I chose those 3 areas to concentrate on, because they offer a very niche market, hair, travel and lifestyle. But when you open it up, it's so much broader, so much bigger. Hair industry is absolutely huge. Travel is endless, and your lifestyle is down to your personal influences and aspirations and what you do on a daily basis. It interests everybody. So when it comes to planning what you're going to do for your channel, have lots of content. Big tip number 8 is collaborate. Do you see what I did there? Collaborate. Jesus. Collaborations. So make sure you're collaborating with people local to you. Whatever you do, reach out to people, and if they want to help you, they will. So I collaborate with a couple of my clients. Some of them are influencers. You've got Emily Canham, you've got Sinead Crowe, who are local to me. I've also got other hairdressers I work with, influencers from Ireland and all over the UK. So if you can reach out and become friends on the internet and then go that little bit closer and become a personal contact, do it. Because collaborating is going to open you up to their audience and your audience on a much bigger scale. Tip number 9, and this is something that I have always concentrated on from when I was a very, very young age, and it's always learning. Maybe not at school, but when I finished school, it was something that I needed to take into consideration. If I wanted to develop myself, I always needed to learn. And that's the tip, always learn. So whatever you want to do, whatever your industry you're in, whatever job you do, whatever you love, make sure you're learning consistently. So I've been checking people's Instagram stories out during this period, and you can see a lot of them are putting up stories about they're watching videos, they're watching films, they're writing different things and making notes of everything that they want to learn. Because this downtime we've got now, it's an absolute treat that we've been given this period of pause in. We can then open our minds and keep on learning a little bit easier, because if we're surrounded and suffocated by work all the time, it's quite hard to learn unless you invest so heavily in yourself that you're going to pay for courses, you're going to always learn, you're going to take time out of your day to learn something. It's quite difficult, I understand. But one thing that I do about learning is I'll make sure that I watch one video a day on YouTube about hairdressing. Whether it be somebody cutting hair, colouring hair, talking about hair, it could be absolutely anything. Just make sure you keep consistent and you keep on learning. Because the more you learn, the more you'll develop. The more you develop your skills, the quicker you'll become better at what you're doing. So tip number 9, always learn. Learn from others. Learn from books, learn from videos, learn from every experience that comes your way. And tip number 10, the final tip, is just enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, it's going to come across on camera that it becomes very hard to sort of relate to your audience. It becomes very awkward on camera. So if you're not enjoying what you're doing, anything in life, if it is that you want to start a YouTube channel but you don't enjoy it, then don't do it. There's plenty of other things. You can do a blog. You can turn to Instagram and just do pictures. You don't have to come on camera and talk to an audience and try and capture them to create something. If you're not enjoying it, look for something else. Like if you were doing a job that you didn't enjoy, would you stay in that job? No. You'd go and find another job. If you were going to university and you were doing a course you weren't really enjoying, would you potentially look for another course to maybe jump onto in the next year or start over? I know plenty of people in my industry that are mature students like myself. I started hairdressing at 21. I was doing all these different jobs that I didn't really enjoy, didn't enjoy school, didn't enjoy university, but then when I got into hairdressing, it just clicked and I knew that's what I wanted to do. But when I was at school, there's nothing that really gives you the experience of hairdressing. There was design, there was art, there was all those sorts of things, but nothing which was immediate results is what I inspire and aspire to do. What I really enjoy doing, reaching out to people, being very sociable and educating. So this is why I started my YouTube channel. If I've inspired you, leave a comment down below. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up because I'll be doing a lot more of these. I've got a video coming soon of what I use to edit. A lot of people message me in my DMs on Instagram and on Facebook and say, what am I using to edit? I use iMovie, probably the easiest and simplest software of all. So it's free on all Apple devices, really simple to learn, and there's so many YouTube videos out there that show you how to create different things. It's very basic, and people are saying to me, why don't I move into Premiere Pro or Final Cut? I just enjoy iMovie. It's simple, it's quick, so I'll bring that video to you next time. So thank you for watching, take care, see you soon.